Lawsuit filed this week against Tulsa dentist Dr. Scott Harrington as more of his current and former patients are getting tested for hepatitis and HIV, which he could have possibly exposed them to. But as Fox 23's Ian Silver shows us, it's not just HIV and hepatitis that the patients are concerned about.
It was April of 2009 when Christina Quinn came here to have Dr. Scott Harrington pull her wisdom teeth. But shortly after her surgery, she developed an infection that continued to get worse until it developed into a liver problem. Eventually, she recovered. But it wasn't until a few weeks ago when news of problems here at Dr. Harrington's office broke that she put it all together.
There are a multitude of other infectious agents out there, and my client got one of those. I think it all stems to the fact that the instruments were not being properly sterilized.
Attorney Pat Carr took on Quinn's case because he said it was so obvious that Harrington caused her illness.
The technique is properly done with sterile instruments. The odds of getting an infection are very, very small. I mean, many of us go to dentists on a regular basis, and how often do we get infections? It's very rare.
Because of how rare it is, Carr says Quinn didn't just suffer physically, but emotionally too.
She trusted Dr. Harrington. Dr. Harrington let her down, and because of his failure to use proper sterilization techniques, she suffered quite a bit.
And while she does expect damages for that suffering,
of course she seeks compensation. She wants the jury to determine what's fair for this community for what had happened to her.
Carr says this case is about more than money. It's about accountability.
Well, the ultimate goal is to provide for a safer society, because only by enforcing the rules do we make sure that the next person coming down the way for any kind of services will be protected.
Carr says he expects it'll be at least a year before Quinn gets her day in court. Meantime, hepatitis and HIV testing continues at the health department for Harrington's other former patients. I'm told the first round of results from those tests should arrive sometime this week. Reporting in Midtown Tulsa, Ian Silver, Fox 23 News.
Harrington's hearing in front of the Oklahoma Board of Dentistry scheduled for April 19th. For continuing coverage, just click the Dentist Investigation tab. That's on fox23.com.